Hey everyone. Sometimes you don't really know the positive impact you've had on people until you've actually had a conversation with them. I had an amazing conversation just now over the last more than an hour with somebody who I served over a year ago, a little over a year ago initially, and it planted a seed, and it didn't realize I personally didn't realize how much of a tree had grown out of that seed, how much had been watered, and how much impact it was getting that seed planted. So you saw me post yesterday about that virtual summit that I did in September of 2023, and what led the events that led up to that, and that creating that event, that virtual summit, was a huge comeback story for me personally. Well, after posting that, somebody who had attended that summit reached out to me, and we just got off a conversation. And he said to me, he said, Tony, I wanted to talk to you about this a little bit, and I wanted to let you know that when I joined your summit, I was a shy guy. I was living in fear. I was afraid to talk to people. And just being in your summit, I've now connected with hundreds of people. I've now partnered with two people on projects I'm working on. You running that summit, your summit, and my presence at your summit planted a seed that has turned into an entire business and business model. And he's like, I wanted to acknowledge you for putting that on, and for helping a guy like me go from being shy and living in fear to creating what I'm creating now. And he went into the story about what he's created. And I was just like, it literally brought me to tears, because you really don't know. As long as if you're living in service, truly living in service, then it's not about what you get in return. I mean, that acknowledgement was wonderful, but guess what? This guy didn't become a client. This guy didn't, we didn't work together or anything else. I got nothing out of this, other than living in service and being in service of him and the other people that were in that summit, and some conversations thereafter. And so when you're truly living in service, you're not worried about what you're getting in return. You're not. You're just there to serve people. You're there to be the most powerful you can be and create the most powerful them you can and help them. And this is one that I did not realize had been created so powerfully. So from the time of that summit, he found it through these interactions. He found his next coach who helped him create more powerful. He found a business partner and created a program with that business partner, which is starting to take off now. And then he created a business model with somebody else. It's the seed that was planted and watered and watered and watered and watered. The planting of that seed started with that virtual summit, and it created a person, an individual who didn't believe they could be that person. It created a more open person that overcame the fears, became outgoing, started connecting with people, created and created some more. So what I'm getting at is, don't ever stop doing because, oh man, I don't have enough clients. It's not really paying the bills. If you're truly living in service, that doesn't matter. You're having an impact. You're having a positive impact with the people around you. This is just one of maybe a half a dozen people who have reached out to me recently, just thanking me for the videos I do on Facebook, my lives, or some of the YouTube videos I've done. Thanking me for the impact what I said back then had on them, or the one I did last week had on them. You're having an impact. Don't ever think you aren't. Truly live in service so that you're not worried about what you're getting in return. When you can take that concern about what you get back out of the equation, then you can truly live in service. Anyway, that's what I wanted to chat about real quick, because it just got off this call. It's fresh in my mind. Amazing conversation. Make it a great rest of your evening and weekend, everybody. And always remember, never forget, to be schmaltzy. Take care, my friends. Awesome.